Yeah. So, hope it's focused. And we restart. So I have... No, okay, but now we reset. Now we turn it on to 25 minutes. Maybe this isn't going to be a short lecture after all. If you choose, pick a number, say 5. It's possible to sort of cut this tree into stuff less than or equal to 5 and stuff bigger than 5. Right? Because, and it's one line that goes down here. So you can, if you walk down from the root, okay, how do you find this line? How do you find this line? Well, 2 is smaller than 5. So everything over here is smaller than 5. 2 and everything to the left of 2 is smaller than 5. 7 is bigger than 5. So everything, this 7 and everything in its right subtree are bigger than 5. So we don't want any of this. So we don't want any of this, we don't want any of this. Now, but we don't know about this. So we look, 5 is equal to 5. So everything in its left subtree is less than or equal to 5. But the 6 is bigger. So the 6 and anything in its right subtree is going to be bigger than 5. And then maybe 6 might have a left subtree, and then, well, actually we've already seen the 5, but maybe we're looking for 5.7 or something. So then we're going to keep going down and looking in the left subtree. So as we go down, we can okay, too small, don't care about that and anything in its left subtree. Too big, don't care about that and anything in its right subtree. As we go down, we sort of find this dividing line. How long does it take us to find that dividing line? Well, time h. At most, order h. So in fact, the other thing you can do is, the other thing to notice is that if we just want the subtrees, which are, if we want to sort of split this into subtrees, which contain stuff that's less than or equal to 5, everything in the left child of 2 is less than or equal to 5. Everything in the left child of 5 is less than or equal to 5. And the 2 and the 5. So if we're looking at stuff less than or equal to 5, how much people can, and we can give back a subtree as a pointer to its root or something, then it takes us logarithmic time, order h time, to sort of give back pointers to all the stuff less than or equal to 5. Because we say, okay, this 2, we can't say this whole tree is, but we can say just this one node. And just this one node, and this subtree, and this subtree. Right? And I didn't start the timer. God, no, start, not start. How much time do I have? Oh, okay, I have 25 minutes. So, this is the main idea for these, well, this is a main idea. Okay, so we can find the subtrees and these single modes less than or equal to 5, and we can do it in order h time. So if h were somehow magically logarithmic all the time, then this would take logarithmic time. Okay, to sort of consider all the stuff which is less than 5. So given any key, we can find this, we can enumerate a logarithmic number of subtrees and nodes such that together those are all the stuff that is less than or equal to that key. And in fact, remember I said that on LeetCode there's a solution which is very brittle, but in general we can choose a range. Well, we can also do that if somebody said, okay, I want everything that's less than 5 but bigger than 3. Then you would have these two lines, but bigger than 3. Here, you would do this again. You say, that's smaller than or equal to 3. That's bigger than or equal to 3. That's bigger than or equal to 3. So then you get this area of stuff between the red lines. You just do 2 divisions, and you get everything that's, sorry, if it's bigger than or equal to 3, then it includes 3. That's bigger than or equal to 3, but less than or equal to 5. Okay, so you see how if you're given a binary search tree of height h in time O of h, you can find these O of h subtrees which contain keys within a certain range. Maybe? So, nobody's saying anything, so I'm going to assume it's okay. Did I insert everything? Okay. Okay, so now, so far, nothing new. I mean, we have the dynamic programming, that was new. And then we have this data structure you want, and that's new. But now we have to augment a binary search tree. And this is one of the learning objectives of this course, so it's important. So now, I'm going to reinsert. I'm going to redo this. Now, I'm going to insert the B's, the B's as keys. So I insert 2. But I insert also, I put, this is not the key. This is satellite data. I put the R value. Now I look at 7 and I say, okay, well first, before I insert the 7, I do this thing and I say, okay, I find everything smaller than 7, and I find the largest red value of everything larger, the largest red value in the tree of keys less than 7. So I have 7. And this is going to be a 2. Now I get 5. So again, I look and I'm going to do this split. I'm going to find everything smaller than 5. Now remember, when I do that split, I find everything smaller than 5. It's going to store, it's only going to be a certain number of logarithm, order h subtrees. So the trick is, actually I'm going to have a 1 in red. But what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to store the individual keys, but then I'm also going to store the largest red value in the subtree. So that I'm going to store as a green value. Green is now not a pointer. Green is a maximum in the subtree. So I'm going to, when I insert 5, I find the part of the tree that contains keys less than 5. That makes it this node, but not this node. And then, but it might also have some subtrees. It might have some complete subtrees. Those complete subtrees, the maximum value in the subtree is stored at the root in green. So I don't have to look at the whole subtree, I just look at the root. So to C5, I see it's this, but it's not the whole subtree because it's not the red child, it's not the 7. So I ignore the green 2, and I just look at this. So I get 5. Too many pens. I get 5. 5. The biggest red value of a key less than 5 is 1. So 5 is going to be 2. And the largest green value is in its subtree is 2. This doesn't change, okay? Because it's already 2. This was already 2 because of this 2. So when I started, this would be 2, 1, 1. Then I inserted the 7 and it became 7, 2, 2, and this became a 2. This is 5, 2, 2. Okay, 1 goes here. There's nothing to the left of it, so this is a 1. This is a 1, and so this doesn't change because this is still bigger than this. Am I losing anybody? Oh, I lost one person who left the session, but okay, 6. Okay, now we're going to first thing, remember that query. What is what part of the tree has keys less than 6? So it's this, but not its whole subtree, because not this. So it's just this. Which numbers do we look at? We look at this one. This, it's the whole subtree, which happens to be just one node at the moment. But, so we take the maximum, which is 1. So we take the max of 2 and 1, and then this, it's the whole subtree, which happens to be just one node, which is 2. So it's the max of 2, 1, and 2. And we ignore this line now. The max of 2, 1, and 2 is 2. So we take 2, add a 1, and we get 3. So we get 6, 3. The max in this subtree is 3. And that means that now we have to walk up the path to the root. And this is now a 3. And this is now a 3. And this is now a 3. Am I losing anybody? I've lost one person. But it's not the end of the... No, I had 15 minutes. Okay. So now 4. 4, what is the part of the tree that is less than 4? Well, it's this. So we don't look at the green 3 because the green 3 is the max in the whole tree, and this part of the tree has stuff bigger than 4. So we look at the green 3 and the red 1. We ignore the green 3. We look at the red 1 and we look at the green 1 because this whole subtree is less than 4. So that is going to give us a 2 because the red 1 and the max of the red 1 and the green 1 is 1 plus 1 is 2. So this becomes 4 2, 2. And we don't have to change anything because these are 3's. Okay, then we get 9. 9 is going to be, so we take everything smaller than 9, which is actually the whole tree in this case. And so if we take everything smaller than 9, we just look, then all we have to look at is this green 3, because the whole subtree is smaller than 9. So this green 3 is the maximum of all the red values in the whole tree. So we put 9 in, and it's going to get 3 plus 1 is 4, and the maximum in its subtree is 4, and then we have to walk up to the root, and this is a 4, and this is a 4. Sometimes you only have to walk up a little bit of the way, because if this had been like a 3, and then this had been a 5, we would just change this one. Okay, so 9 is a 4, then 8. Normally I would be making people do this by like, what's this? Where do I put this key? What is the red value? What is the blue? But this is not going to work. I'm also running out of time. So we're going to put in, first we're going to say, the next thing is an 8. What part of the tree contains keys less than 8? Well, it's this whole subtree, and this whole subtree, plus this node and this node. Okay? So we're going to take the max of, because it's just this node, we don't take the max of this. We just take the red one, because this is just this node value. But then we take the green one, because this is the max of this whole subtree. We don't take the green 4, because that would include the 9. So we take the 2, and we take the 3, because this 3 is the max in this whole subtree. So the max of 1 and 1, and 2 and 3 is 3. So we're going to put 8 in with a 4. 3 plus 1. So 8 goes in. I really hope this stuff is not toxic. I must have absorbed so much of it through my fingers in the past couple of decades. Okay, so 8 is 4. Eight is 4, and the max in its subtree is 4, and the max, these don't change. 3, what's less than 3 is like this stuff, so it's this subtree and this node. So it's maximum of 1 and 1, so it's 2. 3 and 2 and 2, and nothing changes. And then 2, it's the only thing smaller is this one, so it goes in with 2 and 2 and 2. And then we get to an interesting bit, and then I'm going to stop after this 10, because the 10 goes in, and you say, the 10's not so interesting. Everything's smaller. So we take this 4, we add the 1, we get 10, with max 5, and this is a 5. And then we have to erase these and make this a 5. And make this a 5, and make this a 5. Okay, so I hope, so people can see that in general, the time to find the maximum is going to be, remember, when we do this cut into stuff smaller, then that we get back, if the tree has height h, we get back h single nodes and subtrees. and we just have to look at the root of the subtrees. So in total, this query takes order h time, and then to do the insertion takes order h time because it's a binary search tree. And then to update the maxima stored at the ancestors takes order h time. So this whole thing is going to take order h, so it's going to take, as we're inserting, it's going to take order h time. So if you insert keys in a random order in a binary search tree, it tends to have, it usually has height about log n, but that's not guaranteed because the blue sequence can be chosen adversarially. So what you have to do to guarantee you've got running time n log n is to use a balanced binary search tree. That gets a little bit tricky. Like normally you just be like, yeah, I use a balanced binary search tree and the height is always logarithmic. So automatically I'm going to get height, I'm going to get running time n log n because my query has the, remember our query of what's the max, less what's the maximum red value associated with a key that's less than such and such, or you can also do less than, more than, in this range, more than such and such, but less than such and such. That's going to take time log n, and then to do the insertion and the updates is also going to take time log n. The only tricky part, which I am not probably going to be able to do in 7 minutes, is the fact that when in an AVL tree you have to do a rotation. I can maybe do it in 7 minutes. You have to do a rotation. When you do a rotation, normally in an AVL tree you just have your keys. But now you have your keys, the red values are associated to those particular keys. So the red values, when you do a rotation and you rotate the blue keys, the red keys go with them. But now you have these green values, which are the maxima in the subtrees. So now when you do a rotation, you have to be careful not to mess up your maxima. So let's look at one. Yeah, let's try to do this properly. So, for the people who haven't seen AVL trees, they're not hard. They're not in the book because the book teaches red-black trees. But basically, what you've got, the rule for an AVL tree is that it's just a tree, right? But at each node the subtrees are sort of balanced in that their heights differ by at most 1. Okay, so you store this extra little piece of balance information in each node, which says, is my left subtree deeper than my right subtree, or is my right subtree deeper than my left subtree, or are they equal? Because my left subtree is deeper than my right subtree, it's deeper by at most 1. Well, if it's deeper by exactly 1. And if they're equal, then the balance is 0, and if they're right, so it's usually expressed as -1 means the left is deeper, 0 means they're equal height, and 1 means the right is deeper. So when you insert something, it's possible, or delete something, it's possible that one of the subtrees breaks this balance condition, and then you have to do something called a rotation, which is just like you like juggle the stuff around until the balance condition is restored. And there's a particular way to juggle the stuff around this rotation. So, let me see if I can remember how to do that. So let's suppose we have this case where we have nodes 1, 2, 3, trees A, B, C, D, and this is too deep, right? So now this left part is too deep. Then we do a rotation and we rotate we do this rotation, which has a name maybe. Basically we just do So when you do insertion, you can break the balance requirement by at most 1. So it has to be that this could have, if this had height h, then this whole thing is going to have height h plus 2. Yeah, so this could have height h. So then you've got h plus 1 plus 2 and h. So this is against the rules. But now this is height h. So say that these aren't breaking the rules. And now you say, oh, well, this has height h. Oh, look, it obeys the rules. Everything is good. So then the other case is it's right degenerate, and the other case is it looks so this is the rotation, and you just sort of have to, there's only one other case really, which is sort of like when you have 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D. And to deal with this case, if this is too deep, then you do, you rotate this up and you get this case. And then you rotate it again and you get this case. So in the 1 minute that remains, I am not going to be able to show you, okay, if you have the maxima for each of these trees, right, so you have some red value, like R1, R2, R3, and you have some green value, which is GA, GB, GC, GD. Okay, when you do this rotation, like this, and it's the same in the other cases, well, the G values, you haven't changed anything in these subtrees, right? So the maxima here, at the root, it stays the same. GA, GB, GC, GD. And now, you have to say, well, okay, the R values are the same because they're associated to these keys. R1, R2, R3. So the only thing you have to work out is the green values at 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, okay. And how do you do that? Well, the green value here is max of R1, GA, and GB. Here it's max of GC, R3, and GD. And here it's the max of this green value. So max R1, GA, GB, max R3, GC, GD,